A great quarter. They really beat on all metrics. The only thing, as you know, and you guys talked about, that came in the end was that movement up on that lockout date to the 19th. Of course, that raised fears that maybe this was the best quarter, and insiders know something that the street doesn't know. But really across the board, as Deidre was mentioning, it was a 72% jump in revenue. So it was a very solid quarter for Lyft.
And so we've got Uber coming up here, of course, after coming up, reporting their results. What are your expectations there? $3.4 billion in losses. That is a very big number.
Yeah, Courtney, the big number I'll be focusing on is gross bookings. It's expected to be about $15.8 billion. That's about a 30% increase from a year ago. Also, the take rate, which is about 20%. That's how much money they actually take, that being Uber, from a certain fare. So those are kind of the numbers that I'm focusing on, away from just the straight up consensus earnings per share and EBITDA and revenues.
Do you think when you look at Uber, something like self-driving, I mean, is that really something that's going to move the needle for them down the road? I imagine they're going to have to spend an awful lot of money to get that to a place where it makes sense to actually work. And then, I mean, who knows if that's profitable?
Well, it's fun to talk about, isn't it, Courtney?
Right.
I mean, when we hear the calls like, oh, self-driving cars, that's great. We won't have to pay anyone to drive you around. We'll make millions. And they keep talking about that as a way to lower costs, and that's a way for them to get to profitability, right? But it is kind of far-fetched if you think about it. I mean, you have Waymo with Google. You have, other auto manufacturers who are also doing the driverless cars. So it is kind of out there. And then, I don't know about you, Courtney, but do you feel comfortable getting in a car when no one's driving? I don't know. In New York City?
No, I don't feel comfortable getting in a car when someone is driving in New York City.
Exactly.
Okay, Dan, we're going to make you play Would You Rather. If you had some extra cash lying around and we forced your hand, you have to buy Lyft or you have to buy Uber shares. Which one would you pick?
Well, I think Uber's just a little bit more attractive, Courtney, just because of their market share. They're about 65% of the market, even though they're growing less than Lyft because they have a bigger base to work from. You would think that they would get to profitability the quickest just because of their sheer size compared to Lyft. So Uber would be a little bit more favorable just because they're a dominant market share.